It has been said that many men have found their way through the valley of violence to the palace of wisdom. But if all men must learn wisdom tomorrow from violence today, then who can expect there will be a tomorrow?
It is your privilege to disapprove of the report which Dr. Jekyll has just given us. It is not your privilege to turn that disapproval into a scene of disorder and confusion. Dr. Jekyll is my friend. He is your distinguished colleague. Thank you, gentlemen. The floor is open. Sir John Turnbull.
Dr. Jekyll, did I understand you to say that in each man, in each one of us, there is two distinct beings, one good and one evil?
Yes, I did refer to the profound and the primitive duality of man. I believe man to be an intellectual, and a moral being handicapped by certain primitive passions, instincts of aggression, animal appetites.
Yes, and am I to understand that I am half human and half animal?
Well, if you doubt the animal instinct in man, may I suggest that you attend the next hanging at Washburn Prison and study the reactions of the mob as they stare at the dangling victim.
Where impudence a hanging offence, sir, perhaps I should see you dangling there.
Dr. Jekyll, do you claim that this chemical concoction of yours is ready for experiment on humans? In your opinion, that is.
Yes, I do.
What gives you the right to tamper with human life, sir? Very good question, sir.
One last question, Doctor. Suppose this potion of yours did work. Suppose that it did split the dual nature of man right down the middle. Might it not produce a creature that embodies all that is evil in man, unchecked by anything that is good? In short, a monster.
No. My objective is to liberate the more upright twin. If we can erase man's baser instincts, the human race might make something of this all too imperfect world.
Imperfect to you, were you?
Gentlemen, you are being addressed as medical scientists.
I wish to God we were.
Henry, would you please clarify one point for us? You referred to man's inborn sense of moral values, did you not?
Yes, I did.
But surely moral values are not inborn. Morality is the gift of our higher power. What enables us to shun evil is our fear of God. No man can claim to be moral who does not believe that.
I do not believe that.
And Dr. Jekyll is the man of the highest moral standards. Does anyone doubt that?
Gentlemen, may I present my friend and solicitor, Mr. George Devlin.
Solicitor, he should have brought his keeper.
Have you not even the manners to listen to a distinguished guest? Mr. Devlin.
Gentlemen, it is Dr. Jekyll's desire to perform his experiment under controlled conditions and with your endorsement. I have set up an independent fund financed entirely by Dr. Jekyll to pay the complete cost of the research. What he asks of you tonight will cost the Academy nothing.
Except our time.
Physicians, healers, wise men.
Let me make my position clear. In terms of evolutionary time, it is but an hour since we all crawled out of the swamp.
Talking nonsense, sir, nonsense.
Ahead of us lies the mountain that must be scaled if mankind is to survive. If my experiment can move us just 1 inch toward that mountain, then you, in order to gain that inch, should be willing to give up not only your time, but your lives as well.
No, we will not sit here and listen to this insanity any longer. Gentlemen, I am leaving.
Listen to yourselves. You all think of yourselves as perfect specimens in a perfect world. Don't you realize how little it would take to change this group of eminent physicians into a screaming mob? Mob capable of dragging me out into the street and hanging me from the nearest lamppost. You believe, gentlemen, that you and I, too, are all relatively primitive beings capable of every savage and primitive act. Yes, that's right, gentlemen. And even murder.
Thank you, gentlemen.
If my experiment needed any justification, you have just provided it. Gentlemen, be damned to you.
Morning, sir. Sir? Nearly 8 o'clock, sir. Are you not well, sir?
I really don't know. Did I have much wine with dinner last night, Paul?
I don't believe you had dinner, sir.
I feel like I've only been asleep for just a few minutes. What time did I get to bed?
I really couldn't say, sir. You instructed me not to disturb you and went to the laboratory. You were still at work when I retired, sir.
Yes. But of course I was working late for an experiment. Pooler, I must go to the laboratory immediately.
Sir, your breakfast.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mrs. Oakes. £65. Thank you.
Help you, sir? What is it, mister? Love at first sight?
I'm sorry, I was staring. Don't you recognize me?
Well, I can't say that I do. When was you in last?
It was last night, I thought. I don't remember too well. I had too much to drink.
Well, we all have a few whacks too many now and then, don't we, eh?
Yes, are you sure that... Sure you don't remember me?
No, I never saw you before in my life.
Look, another gent. That's 2 swells in a row. Hello, darling.
Are you going to buy us some champagne, love?
What did you mean, 2 swells in a row?
There was this bloke in last night, dressed as good as you are. Didn't he give us a time, though?
Champagne by the case. Pound notes floating around like autumn leaves.
He was a treat, Mr. Hyde was.
Mr. who?
On.
Hyde.
Right. He must have spent £60 in here last night.
Liz, you got a big mouth. You know my rule. No gossip about the customers.
Sorry, Mrs. O'Toole.
No, it's all right. Mr. Hyde is a friend of mine.
You are buying them, ain't you, Gav?
What is your name?
She's Billy. I'm Liz. Hey, you are buying them.
No, I'm sorry. No autumn leaves.
Oh, did it?
Oh, come on, let's try Shepherd.
Ho, ho, ho. Your friend Hyde caused a little trouble here last night. Broke a window upstairs.
Oh, yes, I know. Yes, we started out together. We like a rowdy evening occasionally. I suppose he outdrank me. Apparently, I didn't get this far.
How did you know about the window, then?
He told me about it this morning. Oh, yes, he asked me to give you this. Yes, to take care of the damages.
Oh, there was no need. Oh, I'm sorry I acted a bit offish.
Why did he break the window?
To get away. 3 men was after him upstairs. They'd have broke his skull bone in 2 if they'd have caught him. He's a card, he is.
Yes. Yes, but if I know Mr. Hyde, he couldn't have been interested in Billy or Liz.
Nah. His cup of tea was... Why, here she is now. His cup of tea was Gwyneth. Hey, Gwyn! Yes, Mrs. O'Toole? This here's a friend of Mr. Hyde's.
Hello? Would you like a drink with me?
Go on, I'll send the bubbly over. Hey, Alf, get that bottle of champagne up.
What, Mrs. O'Toole?
Evening, Mr. O'Toole. Evening, Alf.
Point of half and half.
Really, Mr. Davis, half and half. Right you are, sir.
Well, I can hardly believe that you're a friend of Hyde. You're so different from each other.
You don't see any resemblance whatsoever?
Oh, some sort of family resemblance. Yeah, you might be cousins or something. No, I was talking more about the way you act. You're as different as chalk and cheese.
You got to know him pretty well last night, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, did I ever? God, he knows how to live, that one does. Do you know, he came in here and just about took charge of this flea pit. He had it right in there, he did, right in the palm of his hands. God, has he got energy. Enough for the old sad blooming lot of us. Everyone had fun last night.
You too?
Me more than anybody. 2 minutes after he came in here, he spotted me. And he carried me, he did, right over here to this very table. Shouted with the waiters to bring her the best champagne in the house. And after the second glass, he had me believing I was the most beautiful woman in the world. Well, not that I think I am, you understand, but he had me believing I was.
That isn't too much strain on the credibility.
It's not what?
Well, sir, half an hour.
Oh, blimey, there he is. He's the one that I'd had the trouble with last night. Oh, careful, don't let him see you looking. The one standing over by the bar. After the first show, because I'm a dancer, you see, well, after the first show, Hyde and me starts upstairs, and Garvis there steps in Hyde's way. He fancies me, Garvis does. You should have seen Hyde then. I thought he was going to bite out Garvis's jugular vein.
What's upstairs?
The private dining rooms. Do you know how much Hyde bribed Mrs. O'Toole says I wouldn't have to come down for the second show? £5. You'd like to have a nice dinner. Quiet.
I really have to be going anyway.
Oh, no, please don't go.
I really do. Oh,
Will you be seeing Hyde again?
I'm really not sure.
Well, Garvis has got a maggot in his brain about Hyde, and the next time he comes in here, he's going to be waiting for him with his Billy Boy friends. Now, it's very important to me that you warn him. Yeah, it's very important.
Yes, perhaps if I warn him, he'll decide not to come back.
He may be a friend of yours, mister, but you don't know Hyde. He'll be back. And with bells on.
Completely pure. Many times filtered. Do you realize, Doctor, this is the 4th variation of the ergo synthesis I've made? And all in 2 weeks.
Yes, you've worked hard and brilliantly. I'm most appreciative.
I will treasure your appreciation. By comparison, the 400 pounds you owe me is nothing.
I'll have Devlin send you the money tomorrow.
May I? I won't pry into your secrets.
The new distillation will be ready by morning.
Striker! Yeah, just a little glance, Doctor. Only because I'm worried for your safety.
Dr. Jekyll, sir?
Yes, coming.
Perhaps this time you won't suffer amnesia. It could be you suffer something worse. I warned you once before. This stuff is no help.
You were trying, and you know it. Your word means nothing.
Lying is a disease of old age. In my case, I call it young.
Dr. Jekyll, sir?
Yes, coming. Do my instructions mean nothing, Poole?
Mr. Devlin is in the study with Dr. Lanyon and Mr. Enfield, sir. He insisted that you be informed.
Well, please inform Mr. Devlin that I don't want my friends dropping by uninvited. My work must
Not bad.
It won't take long to put you back in form. If you care enough to make the effort.
Oh, I care, Maestro.
I care!
That's all for today, I think, Mr. Hyde.
Mr. Hyde, sir, for you. It's just been delivered.
Yes. Imported from France. The ones they make here are little more than toys.
Excellent. The very best steel.
Yes. And the very best lead.
And the fiver for Mrs. O'Toole, she'll know what it's for. Like you all got it.
It's nice to see you.
Oh, ladies, if you weren't such a lady. The birds of the night tonight, you can have ambrosia.
So once again I had to say, let me go, let me alone. I'll tell Mama, come on. Oh, John, let me go. Oh, what a forward young man you are. Oh, what a forward young man.
attend to his business affairs once in a while.
Business affairs indeed. Whose windmill have you been climbing,
Oh,
eh?
since I last saw you, I've been so respectable you wouldn't believe it. You...
You haven't been off chasing.
Oh, no, I swear it.
All right, but if you're ever faithful to me again, I don't want to hear about it. Hey, did your friend warn you?
Jekyll? Yes, but 𝐿𝐵𝐵𝐸 isn't here tonight. I looked.
Well, he's brought some reinforcements.
Lovely. Yes, it is lovely.
Look, why don't you give Mrs. O'Toole another £5 grant?
They're ready done.
You will all right, let's get out of this flea pit. Take me to dinner somewhere nice.
No, I'm taking you to dinner upstairs.
No, take me to dinner somewhere nice.
Upstairs!
No!
Fred?
Sir? Champagne! Right, Gov. Champagne it is.
My lady.
Hey, split up. Harry, you cut him off at Dean's Passage. We'll get to Lyle Street.
Beg your pardon. Were you looking for me? So very young. Is your friend all right?
Oh, dear me. Oh, an accident.
I was on my way home.
No! Help! No, don't, Mike, please. No, don't, sir. Please. I'll never. I swear. I won't never. I swear.
Tell you what you'll never. You'll never go to the windmill again. You'll never bother Gwyneth again. And you'll never show your face where I shall ever have to look at you again.
I swear.
Don't have to take an oath.
Oh! What the bloody hell have you done?
I just made sure you'd keep your word. I don't think you'll want to show your face in public, Kate. Now, with your nose slit. Oh, Hyde, do let me go. You're such a devil, and I love you so. Oh, Hyde, do let me go. You're such a devil, and I love you so. Oh. Lady, you are exquisite. Murderous lot. They deserved it. Didn't they, Your Highness? Of course, I'm against violence, but the aggressive instinct of itself is an admirable quality in man.
Admirable?
And essential. Without it, the laws of natural selection could not work. Without the aggressive man, any society yet conceived would stagnate.
Well, you've certainly changed. 5 months ago, when you addressed the Academy, you referred to aggression as a primitive and undesirable instinct. They took your report too lightly. I, on the other hand, was profoundly affected by it. You see, I know your capabilities. I was afraid you might succeed.
Thank you. I think I will succeed.
Not bothering to reckon where it leads, or if God wills it.
When I see a ray of light, I move towards it. Lanyon, unlike you, would rather stand fumbling in the darkness. Well, you're even going about saying that private experimentations are dangerous.
I merely said that the private development of any new drug was dangerous. It can get into the hands of young people and do them irreparable damage.
Yes, gentlemen, I neglected to inform you that I'm about to open up a series of dens for the young where they can drug themselves at $1 a head.
Really, Jekyll, your conversation lately has become so extreme, I find it difficult to listen to.
And perhaps these monthly dinners have become more a tradition than a pleasure and should be discontinued.
Couldn't you two stop goading each other?
That's right. Talk about something pleasant, like women.
Why choose another subject about which Lanyon is ignorant?
And on which you are expert. I'm not aware of any woman in your life, nor does the absence of one appear to have bothered you.
My scientific work provides me an adequate outlet.
Then so does mine.
It isn't the same thing, Lanyon. Take my word for it.
You could be right.
Coffee is served in the studies.
Some of that excellent brandy, I trust.
Yes, of course, then come along.
Henry, could I have a word with you?
We'll join you in a moment.
All right. Ah, there we are. You must have heard about me, eh?
Yes.
I had a topping time on the dance.
Yes, quite a high-stepping filly you had there.
Oh, was that the chestnut? Oh, no, not at all. I think he's referring to the one in the gorgeous hat.
Enfield, you're incorrigible.
Yes, I'm afraid I never change.
Enfield,
Hmm?
have you ever contemplated the horror of eternal damnation?
Certainly not in terms of myself.
Then do contemplate it in terms of your friend Henry Jekyll.
Well, George?
Henry, it's about this fellow Hyde. I've been hearing some shocking things.
From whom?
Well, from various sources, including the police. There's a Sergeant Grimes. He visited me yesterday. He's been making inquiries into Hyde's bank account. Well, naturally, the bank referred him to me.
What does Hyde's bank account have to do with the police?
Well, they regard him as a potentially dangerous character. They want to know where his money comes from, and indeed where he comes from.
I think it's an outrage. An Englishman's bank account is his own affair.
Well, that's what I told Grimes. But, Henry, don't you see it's only a question of time before Hyde is arrested?
What has he done that the police find so interesting?
Well, for one thing, he keeps a doxy in a house in Greece.
Oh, really,
No, it's the excesses he's indulged in. And Grimes summed it up. He described Hyde as a one-man orgy.
His private life isn't my concern.
But you finance it. But you realize how much money I've put into his account on your instructions? I've transferred...
Yes, I know, George. I know, and it's been worth it.
Henry, does Hyde have some kind of hold over you?
You think he's blackmailing me?
Yes, I do. Look, Henry, nothing you might have done in the past can change my regard for you. Just tell me the facts, and I'll help you. I swear I will. Even if I have to break his neck.
I'm not in his power, George. He's in mine.
But the money you've been giving him.
Paying him. He's been working for me, the subject of my experiments, my guinea pig. Believe me, George, he has no hold on me. If I ever want to get rid of Mr. Hyde, I can do it. Like that.
Excuse me, sir. Mr. Poole says, do you want him to serve your coffee in here?
No, thank you.
Very good, sir.
Make my apologies to the others. I'm going to the laboratory.
Oh, but Henry! I mean, after all, what shall I tell Lanyon and the others?
Tell Lanyon the truth, that I think he's an absolute idiot. And tell the others that I never want to be in the same room again with them. They bore me to the point that the very walls seem to be closing in on me.
Really, I do. I'm so happy.
A guy kind of an establishment is this I pay for? A tavern? A flop house? A seaman's rest?
No, Hyde, you don't understand.
What do you do, you little slut? Comb the docks.
So you don't know what
Hand
you're
out
saying.
cards, 14 Greek Street, free beer, free board.
Shut up, I'm
Now,
warning
wait a
you.
minute, mister. Who is this Gwyn? Do you want me to throw him out?
Warn your sailor boy, my love. Tell him what's going to happen to him.
You tell me, mister.
I'm going to beat some character into you.
Oh, no, Hyde,
Please.
please.
Your
No,
butt.
Les,
Find yourself a decent woman, sailor, because a slut is a slut. They never change. Know where I found this one? At the windmill. Yes, the windmill. That finishing school.
No, he's engaged to Liz. He's engaged to Liz. Look. There she is.
Liz.
That's me. Miss Trollope, right out of finishing school.
Forget it, Liz.
Look, Cassidy. Oh, I'm your friend, and I'm Liz's friend, and I'm begging you, get her out of here. Get him out of here, Liz, please. Please, Cassidy, get out! Oh!
Please, Cassidy, take it away from me.
Listen, are you sure you're going to be all right?
Sorry, Liz. I'm sorry, Cassidy. Take care of her. Come on, love. It was a celebration. They were going away tonight to get married. Heaven knows it wasn't much, but you didn't have to come in and cover it in slime.
All right, you've made your point. That's an end
No,
of it.
no, not yet it isn't.
I will not be criticized, not under this roof. Obedience, that's what I want. Total, unconditional obedience. Go out and fetch a bottle of wine and bring it upstairs.
No.
What did you say?
Total and unconditional? No.
Can I get you anything?
I'm going out. There's plenty of good drinking time left.
Do you want me to come with you?
Of course I want you to come with me, darling. Now go upstairs and get dressed.
I'm a little tired. Oh, all right, all right.
What makes you think I'd go out with a battered-looking baggage like you? You want to be seen with me in the future, huh? You'd best pay more attention to your looks.
Oh, thank you, my little birds of the night. And thank you. Oh, my darling, you slipped. Jekyll! Drink will be the death of you yet. Kevin! 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 Kevin!
Hey! Who do you think you are, Dick Turpin? I'll take a whip to you!
Cabby!
What is it, cabby driver?
Do as I say if you want to live through the night. Last stop, everybody out!
Oh, don't be ridiculous, sir. Kindly close that door.
I said out.
What the devil do you think you're doing, sir?
Bless my soul. If it isn't the very eminent physician, Dr. Lanyon. I'm one of your most fervent admirers, Doctor.
Are you indeed, sir? Then perhaps you'd have the kindness to explain your conduct.
Isn't it perfectly obvious I'm hailing a cab?
My dear sir.
Drive on, Cabby.
What's your excuse this time? None. That's the answer. None. None. None.
Good morning, sir. Sir? It's a beautiful morning, sir. Sir?
That will be all, Paul. I am going to sleep late.
Sergeant Grimes of the Metropolitan Police is at the front door, sir.
Tell him I'll be down presently.
Very good, sir.
You see, it's a matter of
Shall
time.
we continue the conversation in here, Sergeant?
As you wish. Who else besides Dr. Jekyll has a key to the laboratory door, the one that leads into the muse?
Well, there is one other key. It belongs to a gentleman employed by Dr. Jekyll.
Well, this man who works for him, would that be Edward Hyde?
Yes.
What sort of a bloke is he?
Really couldn't say, Sergeant. After all, Mr. Hyde never dines with Dr. Jekyll.
Not necessarily to dine with him. I just thought you might have heard him discussing it with other friends of his.
No, never, Sergeant.
However, the doctor has a very high reputation. I'm sure that anybody else in his system...
I'm sorry, Sergeant, but I can't find Dr. Jekyll anywhere. Perhaps you could come back later.
It's all right, Poole. Sorry to keep you waiting. There was something I had to check in my laboratory. Poole, send a message to Mr. 𝐷riends. Ask him to lunch with me today.
Very good, sir.
Can I help you?
Have you seen the morning paper, sir?
No, not yet.
Nasty bit of business, that. Dr. Lanyon's in the hospital with a dozen or more stitches in his skull. He's a friend of yours, isn't he, sir?
Shocking. Absolutely shocking.
Hitting an elderly man like that. Whoever did it must be a heartless swine, don't you think?
Yes, I do. Sergeant, why are you discussing this with me?
Poole tells me there's a man has a key to the Mews door, name of Edward Hyde. Is Hyde on the premises now, sir?
No.
He's not out in the lab?
Certainly not. Sergeant, I must insist that you answer my question. Why have you chosen to discuss this with me? Is it because Lanyon is a friend?
The man who did it drove the cab from the scene of the crime to the foot of your Mews. I've got the cabbie as witness.
Yes, and Hyde has a key to the Mews door, so you suspect Hyde.
Right, sir?
Yes. Did your witness actually see the man enter my door?
No, sir. But if it was Hyde, he does work for you. Where else would he have gone?
I don't know. I believe he lives in Soho.
We know his house all right. He's not there.
Yes, then find him, Sergeant. Find him. If he's a suspect, question him. Paul, if Hyde had anything to do with this, which I doubt, I want to be the first to know.
Oh, yes, sir. And if he should show up...
If he should show up, I'll question him. If there's anything at all to your suspicions, I'll be in touch. This bludgeoning of Lanyon, it's outrageous.
Yes, sir.
Make out a new will in favor of Edward Hyde.
That is my request.
Oh, now, Henry, it's insane.
I want the bequest to Poole and the sums of money to my household staff to remain the same. The rest of my estate in the event of my death or disappearance.
Disappearance?
Yes, I would like it worded that way. In the event of my death or disappearance, the rest of my estate is to go to Edward Hyde.
I will not do it.
George, please sit down.
I will not be the instrument of any such diabolical arrangement.
Devlin, please sit down. As a scientist, I have a duty to explore the explorable and to respect the rest, that which lies beyond my limitations. My scientific explorations have taken me into areas which I don't fully understand, and which you don't understand at all. I'm asking you to respect that which to you is inexplorable. Do as I say, George, on the basis of respect and on trust.
Oh, very well.
I remember you. You're Hyde's friend.
I'm Dr. Jekyll.
Doctor. Come in.
Thank you.
Did Hyde send you?
I'm here at his request.
He's about the bitter end, he is. Beats me up, smashes me half to death, and then sends a doctor round to patch me up. Well, that's bloody good of him.
I'm not here for that reason.
What you brought your black bag for, then, in case someone saw you coming to my humble home, is that it?
Hyde's gone away, Miss Thomas.
Gone away? He'll be back.
He may never be back.
Yeah, well, that's soon enough for me. I don't mind telling you. The way he's been behaving lately, he terrifies the life out of me. Has the coppers got him?
No. He's found other employment out in the Far East.
I wasn't going to bother with him much more anyway. I haven't got enough skin. Here, you take a look at this. He was like a madman last night. He was jealous over nothing at all. Here, have a look at that.
I'd better tend to that. Sit down there, please.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, that's better. Your hands are gentle.
Can you explain Hyde to me? Do you know, at first he was fun. He was wild and all that, but he was fun. And then he did some things that were mean. And then he did some things that were downright cruel. And each time he did something worse, like he was rolling downhill and nothing was going to hold him back.
Well, Hyde asked me to give you this. When it runs out, drop me a note. My address is in the envelope. He didn't want you to worry about money.
Well, he was never mean about money, I'll give him that. You still shy, Doctor?
That should take care of your back.
You're not married, are you? Doctor, if we ever get lonely... Well, I mean, now that Hyde is gone, well, perhaps you'd like to come over and have dinner with me one night. Shyness isn't incurable, you know. Would you like a drink?
No, thank you. I have to go now.
I've got some whiskey.
No, thank you.
You'll be back, Doctor.
Who is it?
Stryker?
What do you want? I can't see you anyway. I'm very busy.
If you're so busy, Doctor, then perhaps I could talk to Mr. Hyde.
Hyde? How do you know Miss... He's not here. He's gone away.
Oh, come, Doctor. I happen to know that Hyde is in there with you.
See for yourself.
He's not here. He's gone away for good to the Far East.
Sensible, very sensible. Yes, indeed, most sensible.
Yes, now, perhaps you'd be good enough to explain.
Who do you think you are? Dick Turpin?
I didn't give you permission to enter.
Careful. Dick Turpin was hanged.
I've been following your comings and goings for months. Mr. Hyde? One blow would have been enough. After all, Jekyll, Lanyon was a friend.
I struck no one. Perhaps you'd be good enough to explain.
I'm not a man to mince with words. What I mean is that Hyde is Jekyll and Jekyll is Hyde.
That's insane. Stryker, what the devil are you talking about?
You must not be so modest, Jekyll. What you have done is a fantastic scientific achievement. And to think that I, Stryker, played a part in it, a modest part, of course. Such an honor. I cannot bring myself to ask less than 200 gold sovereigns a month.
200 gold sovereigns.
As a pension for the guardian of your secret.
Pension? Can't you even bring yourself to say blackmail?
Oh, I can. Why not? It is blackmail.
Hyde has gone away forever. You couldn't prove anything.
Who needs proof? If I accuse, the police investigate. If the police investigate, in a matter of seconds, Dr. Jekyll's reputation is no better than Mr. Hyde. At my shop before noon tomorrow. I'll expect you with the 200 gold sovereigns. Yes, Isolde, my dear. Yes, you want a supper?
is in his study, sir.
Henry, have you heard the news? It was absolutely bestial. The police told me he'd been run through and through with a sword blade.
It's been a terrible shock. Devlin Stryker was more than an ordinary chemist. We had worked out scientific problems together. He was like a colleague, a friend. What did the police say?
Well, there's no question but that Hyde did it. Half of Soho was witness to it. Two of them even knew Hyde by sight.
Yes, when he was accused of having attacked Lanyon, I told the sergeant to go out and find him. If he had done what I told him, Stryker would be alive.
Well, it's lucky you were so forthright. I was able to stop them issuing a writ. But I did promise to bring back your answers to certain questions.
Well, if I can be of help.
Well, now, do you have any idea of Hyde's motive?
Stryker's shop contained two possible motives, drugs and money.
Much money?
Perhaps he distrusted banks.
Oh, I see. But you told me that Hyde had left the country.
Yes, well, that was my impression based on what he had told me. Certainly, he is out of the country now.
But if he was able to get out...
He was able to get out. This arrived today. Dr. Jekyll, sir, as you read this, I will be departed from England. I have a means of escape that cannot fail. I cannot repay your generosity. I can only give you the consolation that I am gone, never to return. Signed, Edward Hyde.
God help me, I'm relieved he was able to escape. You see, if there'd been a trial, your name would have been drawn into it.
Do what you think best with this. Turn it over to the police, I suppose.
Oh, yes. Yes, of course. Oh, where's the envelope?
I burned it. There was no postmark. It was delivered by hand. Oh, George, I've learned my lesson, I swear it. I'm finished with science, with exploration. I'm going back to trying to help the sick, to practicing medicine.
I'm glad, Henry. Well, I must be off. Oh, by the way, was it Hyde who dictated the terms of your will? Particularly that clause about your disappearance? I knew it. You've had a fine escape, Henry. He meant to murder you. Well, thank you, Paul. Oh, by the way, I forgot to ask Dr. Jekyll. There was a letter delivered today by hand. What did the messenger look like?
There was nothing delivered today, sir, except by the post, and only circulars by that.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, sir.
And behind the external ankle here are the peroneus longus and the brevis. Now, observe here on the dorsum of the foot, in the case of a thin man, such as our somewhat insubstantial friend here. Yes, you can actually see the musculocutaneous nerve through the skin. Now, these two tendons are the flexor longus and the... Oh, yes, well, I am sorry, but that will be all for today, gentlemen. Thank you.
Dr. Jekyll?
Oh.
I've just received the reports on your last term's anatomy class. You know that the papers handed in by no less than 9 of your students have been cited for excellence by the Academy. I think it must be a record.
I'm delighted, of course.
You're doing a commendably thorough job.
Thank you, Dr. Lanyon.
Oh, come now, Henry. It's time we went back to being a little less formal with each other. You know, I was thinking, it must be more than 6 months since we've met socially. I'd like to suggest dinner tonight.
Oh, yes, of course. Oh, no. I'm on emergency duty at the surgical ward tonight.
I know your schedule very well, Henry. You're working round the clock, but not tonight. I've arranged for Richardson to relieve you. Should we say in my house at 8?
I'll see you then.
Good.
Paul? Paul? Sir?
You know I can't do anything with this stall.
You have a visitor, sir. A Miss Gwyneth Thomas.
Did you let her in?
She had your name and address in your own handwriting, sir. She said she was your patient. And friend.
I came to thank you for the money you've been sending me every month. It's made all the difference.
I don't send it, really. The financial arrangements were made by our former friend. I don't even like to mention his name.
I think it's your money I've been getting and you who send it. Hyde never planned anything more than 24 hours in advance.
I don't think the innocent should suffer for what he did.
Dr. Jekyll, why don't you visit the house sometimes? I mean, you pay for the premises. There must be some reason why you don't inspect them. And don't say it's because you're not interested, because I know different.
Excuse me, sir. The carriage is here, as you ordered.
I'm really sorry, Miss Thomas.
Isn't it about time you call me Gwyn?
I'm sorry, Gwyn, but I have a dinner appointment.
Will you drop me at my home?
Yes, of course. Let's see, it's Greek Street, isn't it?
You know the street. And the number. Remember the day you came round and patched up my back? I've known since then it was you sending the money and not I. I wouldn't have taken it otherwise. I wouldn't take money from a bloody murdering beast like him.
You did?
Yeah, well, that was before.
What would you do if he were to come back?
Who, me? I'd turn him over to the ruddy coppers and laughed as they marched him to the gallows. I hope they catch him in the Far East, though. Do you know what they do to him out there? They get these long bamboo slivers and they'd stick them right underneath his fingernails. But he isn't coming back, is he? Come on, look at him. Shyness can be cured, you know. As a matter of fact, it's easy.
Well, here we are.
I'm not getting out of here till you promise to come in with me.
Gwyn, I have this dinner appointment with various colleagues of the...
Well, it sounds rather awful. You better come in and have a drink so that you can face up to it. What does it feel like? Doing something you want to do for a change.
I'll never be able to put that together again.
You're not going to need to.
Driver,
Hey,
Dr. Jekyll isn't going to need you anymore tonight.
right.
Come on up.
Try and get hold of yourself, Hattie. I've sent for Mr. Devlin.
Evening, Paul.
You'll do something, won't you, sir? It can't go on. It's awful.
All right, Annie.
Started late last night, sir, but it's much worse now.
Do you mean to say you've been listening to that without going to your master to find out what's happened?
Can't be the master, sir. It's not even human.
Come with me, Paul. When did you last see Dr. Jekyll?
The day before yesterday, sir, in the evening. But I'm sure he was in there yesterday, sir. Because starting yesterday morning, notes were passed out under that door. Notes signed by Dr. Jekyll.
You recognize the signature?
Of course, sir. I've known it for 20 years. These notes were orders, sir. Orders to various drug houses in the city for chemicals, and then more chemicals. The notes were urgent, sir. Desperate, you might say. Then the boxes started to arrive. There must have been a dozen of them, sir.
Where are they now?
I would put them outside the door. Then when I was out of sight, they'd be dragged into the laboratory. By him in there.
You're not carrying that gun to protect yourself from Dr. Jekyll.
No, sir, I am not. Listen to this, sir. Dr. Jekyll? There's someone here to see you, sir. It's Mr. That's not Jekyll. Who worked with the doctor in the laboratory, sir? Who shared the secret of his chemical experiments? Edward Hyde, and I think he's done away with the master, sir.
Open up! If you don't open this door, have it better done. Open up! Open up! What is it?
I'll open the door, but only you can enter. You're coming in. Come in alone.
All right.
Brother Bolt. Turn up the light. That's bright enough.
All right, where is he?
Looking for the body.
What have you done with him?
I didn't murder him, if that's what you think.
Then where is he?
He isn't here. He hasn't been here for some time.
Those cries?
Those cries were mine. What a mistake it was to murder Stryker. The drugs he supplied can't be replaced. The massive doses I've been mixing were raw, the pain unbelievable.
You were using those chemicals.
The agony I've suffered tonight. Devlin, there's nothing you can do for Jekyll now except help me escape. Where are you going?
I'm going for the police.
Devlin! All right. I'll show you, Jekyll, if that's what you want. He's not in there, Devlin. He's in here. Remember, you asked for this. you're about to see may make you curse your eyes. Destroy every moral value you've ever lived by. Perhaps destroy you.
What the devil are you talking about? You told me you'd let me see Dr. Jekyll. Now, where is he? My God, Jekyll, what you've done. It's satanic. They said you might create a monster. But to have created one out of yourself.
That was the last of Stryker's drugs. I don't have much more time, so try to understand. The last 2 nights, every time I fell asleep or even dropped my guard, I changed into Hyde again, even without the potion. I saved that last dose for my escape. That's why I need your help now.
How long before you change back into Hyde again?
Perhaps hours if I can concentrate my will. Perhaps only as long as I can stay awake. George, go to your office. Get my passport and all the money that you've got in your safe.
You said yourself this thing is out of control. I mean, I've been helping Hyde get away.
Yes, of course, so he can work on the formula.
But would he?
Yes! Yes, he's a murderer, but he knows that he'll hang unless he can become Jekyll again. George, this is my last chance. If you don't act now, this is the last time you'll ever see me again. It's the end of Henry Jekyll.
Now, wait a minute. I must understand completely what I've been doing. I mean, Henry, why did Hyde murder?
It was pure aggressive instinct, no checks or balances. It was inevitable, as you said, that he should become a monster.
If you knew that, why didn't you get rid of him?
I tried, George, but it was too late.
Oh, you used Hyde, didn't you? To do all the things that you wouldn't or couldn't do.
George, we can't waste any more time. Last night, Hyde murdered again a little girl in Soho. Oh, well, the police may have discovered her body by now. They might come here looking for Hyde. Please get me my passport and every shilling you can lay your hands on.
Thomas.
Yes. Yes, the little idiot came here calling on me. I left with her in my carriage to drop her in Greek Street.
But you didn't drop her in Greek Street, did you?
No, I went inside for just one drink. But I didn't kill her, for God's sake! Hyde did!
Yes, but you! Jekyll, you took her into the house!
Yes, but Hyde killed her. I told you this thing was out of control. I didn't want to kill her. But what does it matter? She was just a little trollop. George, you're my oldest friend. Help me.
All right, Henry, I'll help you. I think I can lay my hands on several £100, but it may take, say, 3/4 of an hour.
I knew I could count on you, George. Oh, please ask Poole to bring me some black coffee. I'll need it to stay awake. And hurry.
I'll hurry.
George! If the police should come, or if I should have to leave for any reason, we should have an emergency meeting place. So Green Park, back of the hospital where you and Hyde first met.
All right. Oh,
Will you take some coffee to the doctor? Are you all right? Yes, I'm all right. Doctor, he seems much better.
I'll get the coffee right away, sir.
I was glad to hear that you were all right, sir. Dr. Jekyll? Your coffee's ready.
Give me a lamp. Johnson, take some men and look out the back street.
Right, sir.
Sergeant!
Yes?
Sergeant, we think we've got him cornered outside.
Dr. Jekyll, did I understand you to say that in each man, in each one of us, there is two distinct beings, one good and one evil?
No. My objective is to liberate the more upright twin. If we can erase man's baser instincts, the human race might make something of this all too imperfect world. Imperfect world. Imperfect world.
Your purpose, Henry, is to tamper with the basic nature of man, who was created in the image of God.
What gives you the right to tamper with human life, sir?
Solicitor, he should have brought his keeper.
One last question, Doctor. Suppose this potion of yours did work. Suppose that it did split the dual nature of man right down the middle. Might it not produce a monster? A monster?
Are you a betting man, Devlin?
Hyde? Is that you, Hyde? Hyde?
Half a crown. And you don't leave this hospital alive. Didn't think I'd leave, did you? Without paying you back for the favor? You kill me, you'll be killing Henry and Jekyll.
You don't understand, do you? He's the one that deserves to die. Jekyll's responsible, not you.
Well, George, in that case, I should be free to leave.
I'm sorry, Henry.
Right, cover him up.
But if all men must learn wisdom tomorrow from violence today, then who can expect there will be a tomorrow?